Hello, Aries rising. Welcome to your cosmic energy forecast. My name is Chloe, and this channeled forecast is for Leo season. It's always interesting moving from Cancer season into Leo season, especially for you, Aries rising. Cancer being a sign on the zodiacal wheel that is in a more challenging aspect to your own rising sign potentially. Um, Cancer being a cardinal sign, a leader, if you will, as is Aries, and there can sometimes be yeah, tension with the square aspect. Whereas Leo, being a fire sign, your fellow fire sign, is a trine, which is the most harmonious and easeful aspect. So, yeah, very interesting for you, especially too, because in Leo season, it is your fifth house that is activated. And you, of course, have a natural chart being an Aries rising. Your first house lines up with Aries, your second house lines up with Taurus. Um, First sign, first house being associated with Aries, second house, second sign being associated with Taurus. So as we move through the year, um, you always have your the sign in the house that it rules, which is called a natural chart. So let's talk about the challenges first. So coming from Cancer season, Cancer being ruled by the moon, into Leo season, which is ruled by the sun. And the sun, of course, is the conscious and shining the light, and the moon is the unconscious and our inner world. Now, Cancer and Leo are not opposite signs. Leo is opposing to Aquarius, and Cancer is opposing to Capricorn, technically. So while they are not opposites, I think that their rulership definitely says a lot as far as how people experience like the transition from Cancer season, the beginning of summer, into Leo season, which is like the peak summertime vibe, right? Um, so I just want to, yeah, as always, create a little bit of space for that, tension we might be feeling, and that, before one season fully completes, the new season has kind of already started. Um, of course, one thing I love about astrology is it is black and white, like on this day at this time. This planet is changing signs, and before it changes, it's in this sign, and after it changes, it's in that sign. So it is very like black and white, which suits my Aquarius sun. But the reality with these cycles is like you can feel the energy coming in before it officially starts, and you can feel the previous cycle's energy waning or decreasing before it like comes to that complete stop. So I think, as living creatures on Mother Earth, we are very much, in tune to the cycles, the rhythms of nature. So while we try to like have it fit into this like these like super cut and dry seasons and cycles, the reality is, yeah, is just a lot more fluid than we like to think sometimes. But like we have to hold on to something, right? We have to ground into some kind of structure or foundation. And by have to, I just mean like it's helpful for me. I love it. Clearly, that's why I'm here. So I am so glad you're here, Aries Rising. Let's pull some cards for you. I'm going to be working with two decks. The tarot deck that was calling me for Leo season is the Morgan Greer. This one's from the 1970s, so it has like very vibrant colors. I have the Morgan Greer Tarot in a Tin edition. This is from US Games. And yeah, it's from 1979. The creators are Morgan and Greer, couple of guys. One of them's the artist, one of them's the author. So they have created this deck. There's a lot of mustaches. I love it. I love it for summertime. And the oracle we're going to be pulling from is the Dream Gate. And while they're not like similar aesthetically, I was really drawn to work with Danielle Noel's latest deck. This is a mass market creation published by RP Studios, which is part of Hatchet Book Group. Because of the portal between the sun and the moon and Cancer and Leo season. Of course, as I'm recording this, we are still, in Cancer season, so I can't quite like Can't quite get out of it. I'm like projecting myself ahead into Leo and like how amazing it's gonna feel when me, a Leo rising, like has the sun in my first house compared to like in my 12th house of, in Cancer season, which is where it is now. But anyway, I'm feeling, yeah, that the dream gate is like the perfect oracle for us to sort of like transition and bridge that gap, move us into the peak of summer from the initial stages of summer from Cancer into Leo season, right? So let's pull a few cards for you to see what the energy is going to be like, Aries rising. And we will pull an oracle to support you. I think I used the Dream Gate in a previous energy forecast, if I'm not mistaken. I really recommend the deck, um, especially because most of Danielle Noel's decks are independent. This one is mass market, so it's more reasonably priced. And she is the creator and the author, the artist and the author, which you know I love that cohesion. Her other mass market decks were done with in collaboration with Sahara Rose and um, Rebecca Campbell, who I don't necessarily resonate with those people. So, anyways. Okay, so I love that, like, even though the aesthetic isn't similar, the message is very consistent, which is like, which feels so good to receive this. I am honored to be able to transmit this message to you today, Aries rising. Okay, so during Leo season, you are going to be receiving some divine insight, some downloads. It can be shocking truths that might be revealed. It could be something that you were anticipating receiving, so it might not be that surprising, but there is an element of difficulty to it. Um, in that there is destruction of like the old ways of thinking. So I'm talking like new beliefs are coming in with the sun. Um, of course, we always want to be releasing beliefs that no longer serve us, have never served us moving forward in our growth and evolution and healing and truth. But there is that element of pain or grief when we're letting go of something that doesn't that doesn't serve, that never served. So the tower, I mean, yeah, it's like a difficult card, but when I received this one, and this is my card of the year, by the way, for 2024, so I'm here doing the thing. There is this sort of like disrupting the status quo, but like, who does the status quo serve? Does it serve you? Does it serve me? So being the one to receive that download, that truth, that divine insight coming in, and then being, charged with speaking that truth or making those changes can be challenging. It's not necessarily the easiest card to get, but it is a relief because it's like I always knew that thing was off. I felt in my heart, I felt in my intuition that that belief wasn't quite sitting right with me, or that way of being wasn't quite in alignment for my highest good, for my highest truth. So anytime I get the Tower card, it is a relief because it's like, oh, okay, I can let that go. I was on to you, and now I know that I was right. So beautiful, right? Um, the Oracle card is called Celestial Temple, and this one says Divine Truths and Downloads. So they are so different in appearance, um, but they both mean divine insight, like God's truth, celestial wisdom coming down and like rocking your world. Okay, this one doesn't look like it's rocking your world, but I mean her, you know, her artwork just doesn't go in that direction, right? It is always more of you know, more of like a love and light type of aesthetic. And like very Piscean and very like moonsy, which I love. Very Neptunian. So this one says cosmic downloads, divine truth, and then dream incubation. So with incubation, I'm definitely feeling the other tarot card that I pulled as well too, which is the Three of Pentacles, and this is like collaboration with the divine and or collaboration with you know, people you know in the earth realm. So this can be definitely what's coming up is there can be an element of like you're receiving this wisdom, you're receiving these downloads, these new beliefs are coming in, these new better ways of being, but you're not the only one. You're not the only one who's receiving these messages. So potentially collaborating with someone or well, I do see it more as a partnership. I mean, there's an element of three. So it's like you, the friend, and spirit, right? So engaging in some sort of collaborative effort where you are sharing this truth, you're speaking about this new way of being, and then spirit's got you. So you don't have to do it on your own. Like you were building something. There's a new foundation that is being asked to be created because the old foundation, we have blown that up because it wasn't serving, right? So you have to build the new foundation, but you're not doing it alone. Yay, you've got spirit, you've got a friend to support you. It's a collaboration, right? And then that really speaks to this like dream incubation piece as well too from the oracle card. That the incubation stage is what comes first. So it's not like there's necessarily like a rush to go out and like change everything about your life. But if you can like start by, um, you know, talking about this new truth, talking about this new belief, this new way of being, that potentially you'll like attract that person in your field that you are meant to collaborate with. I could see it like playing out that way. So yeah, definitely like some intensity with your forecast for Leo season, but there is a path, right? So it's like you receive the insight. It is a beam of truth. You are channeling this guidance, and it could be abrupt, it could be painful because you're releasing old ways of being or being invited to anyway. However, you get to incubate on the dream. You get to incubate on the insight. You don't need to take like immediate action. You have spirit supporting you, and you have like other humans in your field who are also receiving the same download, and you're intending to collaborate with them, build community, work on a project, do something together. So you receive the wisdom, they're receiving the wisdom independently. There's an incubation period, and then you begin to like build the new foundation. So I want to just say too, like, a lot of times when you like get an intuitive hit, it's not for like immediate action. Like you don't need to worry about that. Sometimes it takes like, oh, I don't know, 3 years to take action on something, right? So just know that it doesn't have to be immediate, but you have spirit supporting you, and there's other people out there who are getting the same guidance, and that you're meant to come together so that you don't have to do it alone. And I feel like that is, you know, just makes it so much better than like, and hit the ground running and go. It doesn't have to be like that, right? So feel into that. Let me know if you have any comments. I always love to, yeah, receive your feedback if this was something that was resonating for you, if it's something that you found helpful. I also offer private readings as well. My books are closed for the month now, but of course I'll be opening up space for one-on-one sessions in the near future. So you can hit me up if that's something that you're interested in. And I am excited for you, Aries rising. This is definitely a big deal. Like the foundations are crumbling, and you will receive the insight on how to move forward with that, and that you're supported by spirit and like some comrade, right? So that's all I have for now, and I hope that you have an amazing summer, and I will see you next month. If you would like additional insight, there's also the collective energy forecast that is for everyone. I record that once all the individual rising sign forecasts are uploaded. So you have your own individual rising sign horoscope, and then you also have the collective energy forecast as well, if you want just, just a little bit more. And I will see you soon. Take care.